What's up, everybody? Stacking Surfer here, your go-to source for all things gold, silver, and platinum. And today we're going to talk about the Federal Reserve and what they did with interest rates recently, and how does that affect the price of gold and silver. Are we about to see gold and silver prices get slammed even further down, or was this temporary? Are we about to see prices skyrocket?
Stacking Surfer, the life topic, I'm your best friend.
Balances in your bank and stack. All right, guys, so the Federal Reserve met in October, okay? It's been a few weeks. And prior to that, gold and silver were on a rip, okay? And I mean a rip. They were just moving up. Every day we were moving up. We were starting to have multiple dollar days on silver, and we were having $100 days on gold. It was insane. I couldn't even buy metals fast enough. Every time I got a deal put in place, and I went to the bank to get cash out, guess what? The person canceled because the price had moved up significantly. And when I mean significantly, at least in gold and silver terms, you're looking at 2 to 3%. By the time I could get to them, they wanted to hold on to it, or they wanted to raise the price on me. So what's going on in the market, guys? With the Federal Reserve coming out and cutting interest rates, shouldn't we have seen gold and silver go up? That's what you would think. But what happened is they also opened their mouth and they said that they're not sure they're going to cut rates in December. All right, so Jerome Powell said this. And the problem with that for the markets, and specifically gold and silver as well, everybody was pricing in a 90% or so probability that we were going to see the Fed cut rates again in December, okay? And now that that might not happen, people freak out. Well, the shorters took that as a sign that they could hurry and short this. And when I mean that, paper shorting, right? So we had that starting to happen. But we're not out of the woods, guys, as far as the world and economy goes. The Fed is cutting rates because things are bad, not because things are good. Now, we're not necessarily in a recession, okay? It might feel like that in some ways, but as I talked about in the past, my indicator of Disneyland and Costco are kind of my recession indicators. And the week that I happened to go to both of those, it was kind of down. But I went again and it was crazy busy at both places with shopping carts full. So it doesn't look like we're having a recession, but what's in trouble? It's the banks, guys. It's the economy when you get into liquidity. That's where the problem is. So right now I'm hearing rumors that there are subprime car loans being bundled with prime car loans, that we could have some major issues there because there's a lot of defaults going on. We've got credit card debt going through the roof. The regional banks in the past lent out a lot of money to companies that own office space. And all that office space is now being refinanced at much higher rates than what it was purchased at, while you still have people not returning back to the office, okay? So those are some big issues there. So another issue that's happening with the LBMA is they have kind of backlogged the refineries here in the United States. The refineries are no longer taking 90% silver, so there's a lot of constitutional or junk silver laying around. And the reason this is happening is they're trying to refine as fast as they can to replace the silver that's being drained from the LBMA, probably some of the COMEX too. Now, I can't substantiate all these things, but there looks to be quite a bit of evidence that this is what's been going on. I'm still buying constitutional silver. Are you guys? Leave a comment down below. Are you guys buying constitutional silver? If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe, the bell icon, and also the thumbs up so more people can find this video. And we're trying to grow the channel. I've got a goal of hitting 17,000 by the end of the year, and if we do that, I'm giving out 1/10 ounce of gold. Let's see if we can hit that, but I need your help. Please share this with 2 people you know that you think will have a benefit from it, and ask them to subscribe to the channel. So on gold and silver prices for a minute here too. As we're seeing that 90% isn't really anything that the dealers are taking because the refineries aren't taking it, there is a big demand for gold and silver right now, just in different, more pure forms. So we're starting to see premiums unwind from the spot price. So that's interesting. Prices were going up a lot, then down, but we kept seeing the premiums get bigger. I've seen a premium as high as $300 now for a gold buffalo. Also, they've most likely stopped minting those this year. And so you're starting to see an issue with supply and demand, where there's more demand for those than there is supply. That's happening with the physical metals as well. You're seeing that the demand is still high, And so will we start to see those prices go up? Before I go into more detail on the gold and silver prices and what to expect, as well as those 3 tips, please listen to this short message from our sponsor. Now, why do I bring sponsor videos on like this? Sometimes you guys ask questions. One, it's another alternative of investing in precious metals. It gives you guys additional exposure. It's a way to grow your stack. Additionally, it helps support the channel, and it also allows me to do more silver gauze, which we're really going to be stepping up going forward. So hopefully you guys will find value in this message, and I will see you on the other side of this. Today's sponsor is Giant Mining Corp, US ticker BFGFF. The ticker symbol is available on Interactive Brokers and Charles Schwab, among others. Now I want to cover a topic that is at the forefront of the economic and political world order. The United States of America and China are battling over mineral supply chains and technology supremacy. Because globalization is moving to a multipolar world from a single polar world, each superpower is taking a different approach. The US tariffs and deregulation to begin the process of realigning mining and securing resources on US soil, while China is using their near monopoly status, scale, and reserves to their advantage. Today I want to showcase a company that is actually trading at its 2025 lows right now, down nearly 70% from its Q1 highs. Giant Mining Corp, the sponsor of today's video and the owner of the Majuba Hill Copper Project and past producing mine in the state of Nevada. Since President Trump's inauguration in 2025, his administration has aggressively pursued policies to secure U.S. mineral independence, with copper emerging as a flashing point in escalating tensions with China. Copper, vital for the defense of AI infrastructure, underscores America's vulnerability to foreign dominance, particularly China's control over global refining. In February 2025, President Donald Trump signed Executive Order 14220, initiating a Section 232 investigation into U.S. copper imports and classifying the nation's dependence on foreign suppliers as a potential national security risk. The investigation, completed in June 2025, identified a significant U.S. trade deficit and overcapacity for state-subsidized Chinese copper production, leading to a July presidential proclamation that imposed 50% tariffs on semi-finished copper products, including wires, cables, and that was effective on August 1st, 2025. President Donald Trump said in his post, "I'm announcing a 50% tariff on copper effective August 1st, 2025, after receiving a robust national security assessment. Copper is necessary for semiconductors, aircrafts, ships, ammunition, data centers, lithium-ion batteries, radar systems, missile defense systems, and even hypersonic weapons, of which we are building many. Copper is the second most used material by the Department of Defense. Why did our foolish and sleepy leaders decimate this important industry? This 50% tariff will reverse the Biden administration's thoughtless behavior and stupidity. America will once again build a dominant copper industry. This is, after all, our golden age." On October 26, 2025, the U.S. Department of Interior and the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, released the draft 2025 Critical Mineral List, proposing to add copper along with potash, silicon, and silver as newly designated critical minerals. One of the world's most famous mining billionaires said about copper that, in quotes, "the world needs astronomical amounts of copper over the next 20 years, end quotes. He's repeatedly said that there is no rational price for copper when the metal is essential. What we've been seeing is the very first chance to be part of the rebirth of the American copper mining business. We can access it at its founding moment. The most critical part of all of this is that Giant Mining's share price has still not recovered at all from the April market shock. Historic underground mines at the Majuba Hill project produced copper, tin, and silver from the early 1900s to the 1950s, including 2.8 million pounds of copper, 184,000 ounces of silver, 5,800 ounces of gold, and 21,000 pounds of tin. The infrastructure is ready. There's access to roads, power supply, transportation, water supply, ore stockpiles, established road access, power nearby, and space for potential processing infrastructure as the project advances, per the company's materials. As always, I cannot give you guys financial advice, and you should always do your homework on this and any other company that you're looking to invest in, including Giant Mining. They can be found at the ticker BFGFF. Okay, so a big thanks to Giant Mining for sponsoring this video. Guys, look, you stuck around until the end, so let me give you information about what I think is going on with the gold to silver market, what's happening with price, am I buying or selling? All right, guys, so I think prices are going higher. I think they should still be a lot higher than they are right now. If it wasn't for the Federal Reserve basically, kind of backtracking on the idea of cutting rates in December and putting the January rate cut completely at risk and off the table for most people right now, I think prices would be higher. Guys, I think we're at the top of the third inning, just barely getting our first batter walking out onto the field for this gold World Series, okay? Silver, we haven't even started playing the game yet. We've only been playing a little bit of catch-up. That hasn't even started to run yet. You barely got a taste of it when silver got up to 54, and then it's come back down a little bit. I still believe we're going to see rate cuts happen. Maybe they'll get postponed a little bit, but I believe that the momentum for physical is going to continue to go up. If we see silver spot price stay down a little bit lower, I think you're going to continue to see the premiums increase, okay? I'm having an extremely difficult time finding silver to buy right now in any kind of large quantities. So right now, I continue to see the demand going up. I've talked to a few local coin shops, and they have seen the same thing. They're seeing more people coming in and buying than selling, but they're seeing a lot of sellers too. So I'm still buying. What are you guys doing? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you guys buying today? Are you freaked out? Do you think prices are going to go a lot lower, or do you think they're going to go higher? Now, I do think they're going to go higher, guys, but we're going to continue to have ups and downs, okay, with a momentum upwards. Now, we could have things shift. We could have a massive stock market crash. We could have a cyber attack on our banks and shut the banks down. Maybe it will even zero out all of our deposits. If it does that, hopefully it zeroes out our loans. I have a feeling they back that stuff up, though. But even with that said, what do you think is going to happen? Personally, I think it's going to keep going up. So I'm in what's called an accumulation phase now. So in my stack, what I'm starting to do now is I'm figuring out ways that I can accumulate, that I can pick up more gold and silver. Now I'm just trying to accumulate whatever I can get my hands on, and I'm having a hard time finding it. So even though 100-ounce bars are not my favorite, kilos are not my favorite, if I'm going to buy bars, I like 10-ounce bars. I avoid 5-ounce, but I do have some coins that are 5 ounces. Well, what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing the good deals on 100-ounce bars. I'm seeing good deals on kilos. I'm seeing good deals on constitutional junk silver. Now, just like I talked about our sponsor earlier, I'm also putting more money into mining stocks as well, okay? So if you guys want to learn more about that, I have my membership programs that you guys can join up for. You can see the perks that are there. We're also going to be doing more live streams just for members only, where I'm going to give you more of my details that, maybe Mrs. Surfer doesn't want me to share out on the YouTube publicly. And so we keep it in a little smaller, tighter group. We're also going to be doing more deals for people in those groups for gold and silver to give them more buying opportunities to help them save as well. So if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe, the bell icon, and also the thumbs up so that more people can find this. And as I mentioned earlier, we're trying to get to 17,000 by the end of the year. And if we can do that, I'm going to give out a 10th ounce gold Toro, which is a really awesome coin. It's a reverse proof. There's the train. And I'd love to share that with one of you guys, okay? We're also going to be doing a lot more gauze as we start to have, more videos like this come out, as well as some other sponsored videos to help support you guys, help you build your stacks, and to share the information out there. There's so much good information to share. So until next time, guys, peace out and be good.